Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you? First of all, the honorable to our lecturer Ma'am Anissa Astrid MPD and all my beloved friends that watch this video. We are from group 2. Today we are going to talk about the 5 questions given by our lecturer Ma'am Anissa last week. But before that, let me introduce my group member. My name is Vahra Dilla Az-Zahra and my other friends' names are Roza, Amaliyah, Syafira and Mahran, Abdi, Maros. Well, my friends, now let me explain the first materials, or number 1. The question number 1, what is the differences between subjective test and objective test? Well, my friends, the major difference between subjective test and objective test is about the test format, the test score, and the skill to be tested. Now, what does that mean? Okay, related to test format, objective test is usually in the form of multiple choice items, and it can be also in true or false items, matching items, and it can be rearrangement items. Otherwise, subjective test is usually in the form of essay test, such as essay writing, letter writing, composition writing, something like that. Now the test score. The test score is the criteria of the test in terms of scoring. In objective test, one correct answer, you will get 1 point. If the answer is incorrect, you will get 0 point. And in subjective test, the scoring is based on the rubric. It's kind of standardized, which consists of some criteria to score the test. Okay, now why we have to score the subjective test in some criteria? It is because in subjective test, there is no correct answer. It is based on our personal opinion. So, there is some criteria to score the subjective test. The last one is the skills to be tested. For the objective test, the skills that usually be tested is reading and listening. For the subjective test, the skills that usually be tested is speaking and writing. Well, my friends, that's all from my explanation. Let's continue to number 2 that will be explained by Mahran, Abdi, Maros.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mahran Abdi Maros from PBI 4. I will not present from the start. But let's continue the presentation from the differences between correctness and appropriacy. First, how about correctness versus appropriacy? How about correctness and appropriacy? Actually, this is the criteria used to score the test too. You know, if we want to score the test, usually this criteria is used to test the productive skills. For example, if we scored speaking skills in terms of correctness, it means that it refers to linguistic correctness. I mean, for example, the correctness of pronunciation, the correctness of intonation, and then the way we pronounce the words and sentences, the way we voice the sentence, and etc. And if we talk about contextual appropriateness, it means that the criteria of scoring is determined by the context where we use the skills. For example, in speaking, for specific expressions of addressing someone, yeah. If we talk about addressing someone, for example, Mr., Mrs., and also Miss, we have to score the way to address not just because we use Mr. The one of the title of addressing Mr. which attached to the name like Mr. Joko. So usually in Indonesian culture we just refer Mr. as Pak or Bapak kayak gitu. So Bapak Joko, Mr. Joko. Pak Joko, Mr. Joko. Actually, there is cultural message reflected in the title of addressing Mr. So we have to score whether our students have already used the word Mr. appropriately by considering the cultural aspects, the context where the language is used. Okay? And then the next material. Testing ESP is primarily concerned with facilitating learners to perform particular communicative tasks, providing feedback on learning, encouraging learning, and monitoring progress. And also, testing ESP can be viewed as a special and specific edition of EGP that incorporate particular linguistic skills to enable students for the successful performance of professional tasks. Testing EGP provides basic knowledge and skills of language at school level, where the occupational or professional and higher educational orientations of the students are not defined properly. Thank you very much. Next slide will be explained by Roza, Amaliyah, Syafira.
My name is Roza Amaliyah Syafira. I'm from PBI4. I will continuing my friend's presentation and I will answer the question number 4 and number 5. Number 4 is talk about artificial testing and authentic testing. Authentic testing refers to items that have not been designed or adopted for use in English classroom, such as newspaper, magazine, video clips, and song lyrics. And what about artificial testing? Artificial testing or non-authentic testing refers to anything that has been designed specifically to aid teacher process, such as worksheet, textbooks, and instruction on CD or DVD. Is testing English for general and testing English for specific. English for general is test to improve overall English competence involving a range of skills such as writing, reading, speaking, listening, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. And testing English for general give a test on a common content. And testing English for specific purpose is objective to meet the needs of particular learners to design suitable course for different types of group of learners in accordance with the needs and essential in communicative test to have. And last is phase in language test constructor. Number 1 is planning. Planning is the first step in constructing a test is to determine the context, the scope of the test, as well as the manner in which test items should be developed. Number 2 is preparing test item. Preparing test item very delicate activity that requires a great of care and expertise. Number 3, reviewing test item. Examine or assess formally with the possibility or intention of instituting change if necessary. And last is revising test item. It means this test item is called a semi-final form. That's all for our group presentation. Sorry if we have a big mistakes because we still learning and learning. And thank you in advance. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.